Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode one of the Face It podcast. So, I'm Holly at Faces Consent.
And I'm Natalie at the CPD Consultants.
So, we're just going to go straight into it. So, Nat, you have had a really interesting career. You've gone from various different subjects and industries. Tell us more about that.
So basically, it all started when I was, what, 18, left school. I did sixth form, went to work into property. Um, Wanted a full-time job, didn't want to go to uni, just wanted to earn money. Aesthetics was a big thing then, would have been in a different position now. But however, so yeah, basically I started in property, and whilst I was in property, I did a law degree. Only lasted for 2 years because it was absolutely vile. I hated it. So hard, working full time, doing that in school overnight. It was really hard. So anyway, left that, did a counselling course, which I obviously use them skills on a day-to-day basis anyway. I'm always there for someone, and I always believe if a problem is shared, a problem is halved. So yeah, basically, after that, I went back into property, and then um left that after several years. Was in it for about 10 years. Went to work in the hospital as a phlebotomist. Um, so whilst I was working there was a couple of girls that did aesthetics. Got chatting to them in the staff room, and I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind that, working with a needle. Kind of, I know how to hold a needle. I know the implications. This is the venipuncture course in the hospital. Was trained there, so yeah. So I started off and I did fat dissolving. That was the first course that I did. Um, did the fat dissolving in Liverpool. It was actually Aqualix we were trained in, so kind of come over from Italy over to the UK. So we were kind of like the first batch of trainers, students that I did it. So me being me, um, being the mad person that I am, I didn't want to do it in Liverpool. I wanted to do it in London. So I Googled salons in London and started to do a clinic once a month, travelling up and down once a month with my mates. It was like something off, I don't know, Thelma and Louise. We had a ball. It was dead funny. We used to pick it up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to Mackey's, get a brekkie, drive down, um, belting the tunes. Bit nervous because I didn't know where I was going, didn't know who I was meeting. Just used to work off a little diary, little messages like we all do now on WhatsApp. So yeah, I rented a couple of salons down south, met some amazing people. This one house that we went to was out of this world. And we actually Googled it, it was worth 9.8 million or something. So I'm
Wow.
driving up in like this chitty bang bang Volvo with my mates, and pulls up at these gates. I was like, wow. I was like, Paula, look, we've hit jackpot. Anyway, she got fat dissolved. I don't know why she didn't get liposuction because she could afford it. But anyway, it was good for me. So yeah, I did that. And then what's it called? After that, I thought, you know what, I want to go into the aesthetics like more advanced. I want to do like the fillers, the Botox, etc. So then did that, um, and bought an ambulance because traveling up and down, trying to find a clinic to work from, I was like, do you know what? This is just, it's hard work. So I thought I'll take the clinic to their house. So bought this ambulance. People thought I was mad, which,
How do
yeah,
you buy an ambulance? Like, where do you get
I
that
don't know.
from?
It was actually a police. It was no, it was like a dealership down south. So they dealt with all like ex-police cars, ex-ambulances. Um, so I was telling me mates, this girl who I worked, well, was friends with, told her about my ID, and she said, "Oh, you're mad, it won't work." I was like, "Do you know what? If I don't do it, I'll never know." So anyway, got this ambulance, ripped it out. I had to drive up down to Birmingham to buy it. My mum thought I'd have you know, I'd lost the plot. Anyway, when I picked this up, she went, "Have you ever drove a van before?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "How are you going to drive an ambulance?" I was like, "I'll be fine. I can drive a car." But it's totally different than driving a car. It's better, but obviously it's bigger. And driving on the motorway, the wind was getting in it, so I'm shaking driving down from
Risking your
Birmingham to
life to
Liverpool.
do this fat
Yeah,
dissolve.
I absolutely shit myself. And my mum's behind me. She drives like Mr. Bean anyway. So I'm in the slow lane with no radio as well, by the way, thinking, oh my God, because I need music in the background when I'm driving. So I drove for like 2.5 hours on the motorway. It was pissing down as well. Got home, my husband come in and he went, "What the fuck is that?" I went, "That's my new clinic." And he went, "You're mad." I never told him. So I was like, whatever. So anyway, yeah, I used to go to London and it all over the place. Met a journalist who worked for the BBC. Uh, went to a few celebrities' houses.
What
Um,
celebrities? We want to know.
so Stacey Jackson, she was an 80s singer. She sang with Snoop Dogg.
Oh my
Um, so she lives in Westminster in this big, massive £40 million mansion opposite Imperial College in London. So anyway, went to hers and I'm sitting there and she's getting sushi orders in from like this posh sushi place in Knightsbridge, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm from a council estate. Like, I'm sitting in this pad where it's like they've got maids and butlers, and I'm sitting there in a trackie going, God, this is amazing, this. Um, they were loving the ambulance. They couldn't believe it. They were like, oh my God, this is so cool. Because she's from the States. That was my American accent.
God.
And yeah, so I was featured in the Praise magazine, which is like the Vogue. It's like a digital version of Vogue. I was in the K9 magazine as well, the dog magazine. Features in that. Does
How?
all look well, like with aesthetics and cosmetics, and then is me in a dog magazine. Anyway, um, so yeah, it was just like, wow, it was amazing. Anyway, did that, and then I thought, you know what, I want to be, I want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to do aesthetics. I want to see how people perform in aesthetics, and I want to see how people are taught, because I haven't paid thousands over the years to do courses, you know, robbing pieces to pay Paul. I was like, I wanna I wanna see how people get accredited, and some of the training out there is diabolical because I've been the student, and but then other training's absolutely amazing and people don't get the recognition for it. Um so yeah, here we are today. I've got a CPD company. So I accredit the courses for aesthetic academies and beauty academies, and that's it in a nutshell. On the back of that, I've got people asking me if I know people who've got property. The ambulance has been rented out to people who do aesthetics who have got the same vision as me. They want to be different. They want to have a niche.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's so important in this industry
it
now.
is.
You know,
You've
I
you've got
feel
to.
like, there's so much pressure to adhere to a certain kind of brand, having everything looking the same. You come across clinics a lot, which, they look the same on social media and they're all kind of wanting that end goal. You see the clinics with, helicopters and, the Rolls Royces.
We all want a piece of the pie, but it's being real about it, realistic. You know, at the end of the day, like I've failed at loads and loads of things. And people say to me, like they've said to me all throughout my adult life, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? And I'm going, do you know what? Like, you've got to find your place and your niche, and one day you will crack it, because everyone who's a business person, they try loads of things and not everything goes, right for them, but it makes them wrongs that make them, be successful. And I'll never ever take anything for granted. I've never have anyway. I worked in Asda in January. I come out of working in the aesthetics game, because with COVID and all that jazz, you know, the market crashed, and where I am, it's dead competitive and it's dead hard. And I was based in a salon before the ambulance, and that was just another story. And I never ever got that busy clientele. People who I got were absolutely amazing, and we had a little counselling session every appointment they had, and it was boss. It was the best thing in the world. And January, I found myself in Asda working nights, 3 nights a week in a fridge, you know, stacking ham. And it was like I had my headphones in, and I used to think, like, I'm a big believer of manifestation. And I'm like thinking, oh, come on, God, give us a break, man. Like, this is shit. Like, you know, I've got more to give. Like, you know, help me do something that I really love, which I love aesthetics. So I had the idea of doing the CPD, and I told me good mate Demi, who owns One to One College. She's out of this world, and I told her, and I told my sister, um, Alex, who owns Utopia. Got to get it in there, haven't I? Little breakthrough advertising. And then I told this other girl, I thought it was my mate, and you know, I said, I've got this idea, and like my mate Demi's going, go for it, Nat, you'll be boss at that. Like, you know, you've got the, because I've done like the law thing, and I'm good with literature, I'm good with writing, you know, I'm not the best, you know, speaking, because I'm a Scouser and I've got like probably the worst accent, but I'm not asked. But you know, all this, like all these life skills that I've had, it's all meant to, it all fits in as to what I'm doing now. The counselling, you know, you continue in your professional development, you're developing as a human, you're developing your mental health, you're developing your business, you're developing your clinic, you're continuing, you're doing that. And that's why I love doing what I do now. So anyway, back to the headphones. So I'm in this fridge, I'm getting me ham on these cages. I had cuts on my hands, it was shit. I had stains on me fucking pants from the milk spilling on me, and I'm like, that, fuck this. So I'm thinking I need a plan. So I made this plan in my head. Anyway, I was on the phone to Demi at like 11:30 at night while I'm throwing me meat on the shelves. And I'm going, Demi, I'm going to do this. And she's going, do it, do it. So anyway, here we are. And then it's like, it's all meant to be. That's what I
Yeah,
believe. You know, I approached yous, and the rest is history. And it's all about trying and being realistic. What I think this industry lacks is friendship. Be a friend to your fellow competition. Be a friend to your clients. There's enough people in the world for everyone to make a few quid. Just be a friend. Be friendly. All about friendly competition. Don't try and outdo someone. Don't try and sabotage someone. Don't try and, you know, be nasty about someone. Just be kind. That's it. It's dead
100%.
simple.
Yeah.
Back to basics. Just be a nice human being, and the universe will repay you. That's why I'm getting everything thrown at me, because I'm such a boss person. When you reckon?
I love that, Nat. So I completely agree. I think the industry is very tribal. It's very cliquey. You know, you see things on forums and social media all the time of, you know, someone trying to, you know, dampen someone else's business and everything else.
Yeah.
So I do completely agree with you on that. With regards to the training side of things, you know, it's such a natural progression for a
Of course
practitioner
it is.
to want to then become an academy. Really, what do you feel is the longevity of that? Because, you know, in 10 years' time, essentially everybody could be an academy. So, you know, what are your thoughts on that in terms of the next step after that for most people?
Um, it's 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 a tricky one, because as obviously the world's evolving, and like, you know, reproduction, you know, people are having kids, and then in 16 years, or 16, 18 years time, that kid's old enough to inject. It's ongoing. And I think when you're doing aesthetics, not everyone wants to do the teaching, but I think if you're that person and you want to share your knowledge and your skills with someone to progress them, again, kindness comes into it. You're wanting to share a piece of the pie. I think that's the mentality of the training. I think people have got the wrong idea when they think I'm going to inject. Actually, I'm going to open an academy because you make more money. That's not how it works. You've got to have that attitude of, I want to share, I want to produce the best, the best clinicians, and I think I can contribute to that with my skills and knowledge. That's the difference. We can all drive a Range Rover, we can all drive this, that, the other. Doesn't mean nothing. If you want to share again your knowledge with other people, it's like practitioners at the minute, they all go to different academies to do training. You've got academies who are getting masterclasses off other academies. That's how it should work. We should be passing each other things. Let's do this, let's do that. Let's just build a massive academy called Nat and Holly's, and everyone can work and we'll share. That's the
Sounds
answer.
great.
Really joking.
I've got
No,
to
but
ask though, Nat, what obviously your role in your business now is really all about support, and you can see how passionate you are about that. You support these academies to
yeah,
excel in their businesses and do better. What sort of turnover are we talking when it comes to your biggest client, for example? Where have you got them to financially since?
right. Okay. So what they came on board with me in April. They're currently cutting 1.8 million. So
uh,
that to me, because this person come to me, practitioner, was like, want to do a training academy. What can I do? And I was like, right, okay, let's go back. Let's break it down. What is it you want to teach? This person wants to do dermal fillers and the Botox, and they never had never had confidence. They were a bit like scared of stepping out that comfort zone, saying, "Oh, but I'm not a medic. What if they're gonna like people are gonna be laughing at me and this, that, the other?" Again, kindness. I couldn't give a shit if people laughed at me. People have laughed at me and people are still laughing at me. I don't care. I can go to bed at night, going, I've done my bit today and I helped someone achieve their goals. So yeah, basically this girl owns an academy. Um, Obviously her accreditation is due for renewal in April, and we always chat. And I was like, "What are you doing this week, Natalie? I've got this in, I've got that in. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm not having to, count my pennies again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it." And we were laughing because I said, any decent accountants? I said, because I need one as well. And we were laughing. And then that's how we got talking. I went, how much have you turned over? He said 1.8. So, it's the money's phenomenal in training. It really is. Um,
But it's
Again,
doing
though,
it right though, isn't it?
it's doing it right and it's having the right attitude. If you're just wanting to open an academy because you think everyone else is doing it, that's not the attitude to have. You've got to actually be a really passionate person in this industry as well. Like, that's what it lacks. It lacks compassion, it lacks empathy, it lacks respect. The three theories by Carl Rogers, he's a psychologist thing. That's who I learned. I read his book when I was doing my counselling, and they're three qualities to succeed in everything, and it just makes the world a better place, and it'll make the aesthetics a better place. There's a couple of people I'd love to have on this podcast, um, who have different opinions about aesthetics, and non-medics. So yeah, that's one for the list.
Yeah, 100%. I think one of the topics of this conversation has definitely been kindness in the industry, and it's something which I think people just brush under the carpet, and they accept people accept that there's always going to be nastiness in the industry and things, but it just isn't necessary. It really isn't. And I think, as you say, if we can all support each other and build a community and not see each other as direct competitors or anything like that, it is just going to reflect better even on clients, because what
That's
people
it.
post on social media, slating each other and saying what's right, what's wrong, clients see that, and now
Exactly.
clients knowledge on products, on best practice, on how things should be done is so much broader because they're seeing it on social media.
Exactly. And do you know, I think as well, like with the Faces app, that's a community that's built, that's an umbrella that you've got everything underneath it. So when I was an estate agent, we used to have like this thing called like, it was like the umbrella. So an estate agent sells houses, rent houses, manages houses, deals with solicitors. You know, it was an umbrella for a landlord or a vendor. So again, with the aesthetics, it's having an umbrella of support. You know, you've got the likes of, you know, people on Instagram slating other people's businesses, bringing them down. I've had it myself with the CPD group. You know, I've had a client, are you an accreditation company? They're saying you're not. Why? I spoke to Harry about it because I was flapping. I don't like confrontation. I was panicking, going, oh my God. Anyway, Harry went phone them and say, let's have friendly competition. Let's be friends. So I did. I actually videoed myself and here the girls were pissing themselves because I was shaking. Because I was like, oh, I don't want this. I just want to do my work. I'm different than them. I specialise in aesthetic medicine. That's my niche. That's my market, you know. And hats off to them. They're doing amazing, and I'll never slate them. I think they're brilliant at what they do. You know, I'm just doing it my way and differently. And I think that's how it should be. You should be friendly. Anyway, I spoke to the fella, and he was sound, to be fair. He said he'd get someone to put me back, but he never. But again, they're in their own lane. I'm in mine. You know, I'd never do anything to sabotage you, and I
Yeah.
just expect that back. Just be
Yeah.
kind to me. I'm not here for trouble. I'm here for peace and to get people where they want to be. And that's it. Ends off.
100%. And
Ends off. Backs, you know, backs.
you've got to be in your own lane in this industry, don't you? And you've got
Yeah,
to be
of
very
course you have.
strong-minded, particularly if you're looking at all these forums and things like that. Obviously the industry has changed so much from when you first entered it, you know, even from kind of the evolution of treatment. So, you know, 10 years ago, it was all about the biggest lips possible, you know, whereas now
Yeah,
everybody is wanting to look a lot more rejuvenated, you know, better skin, everything like
yeah.
that. What would your advice be to somebody who's just qualified and is just starting out now? Because obviously, as I said, the industry is very different from when you first started.
Yeah. My advice is um be a friend to your clients and listen to what they want. Don't be following trends. You know, don't don't have the attitude as well of that face was going on my Instagram. I can't put that on Instagram because she's not, you know, 18 with popping cheekbones and big tits. Do you know what I mean? That's the wrong attitude, and I found that a lot. So when I was doing aesthetics, it was like people are looking at people's pictures going, oh, she's not, you know, she hasn't got like that flawless skin. I can't put her on my picture. That client is paying your wage. Respect them. You know, we're all different. We're all different shapes and sizes. You know, that's what I would say as well. Give every person, and this is like a lot of women, especially, they want to be famous. They want to be glamorous. They want the little 5 minutes of fame, whether it's a little reel on your Instagram, whether it's a post. Make them feel special. You know, when they walk out that shop or that clinic, they want to feel an absolute $1,000,000. You know, give them the confidence and boost them, egg them on, and go, you look amazing. And show that on the girls are buzzing them off me in the back office. Are you laughing at me? Bastards. So, you know, give them that little 5 minute of fame. You know, don't be looking at everyone's pictures and pages and going, their girls are gorgeous. They're all, you know, dead slim, this, that. If you've got someone who's slightly overweight or has more sagging skin, throw them on as well. They deserve their place on your wall. The aesthetics industry, especially on Instagram, is the vogue of lips, vogue of rejuvenation. It's the vogue of beauty. make it a catalogue. People buy with their eyes, and if people see people who are advertised on your page who mightn't be, Claudia Schiffer, but they're a person and the values, and I think that's dead important. They're buzzing off me, Look at them, listen to them tittering.
I think your advice is so, it will relate to a lot of people, because there is that pressure, isn't there, to do things a certain way.
Dead quick.
Yeah, of
Can I
course.
just say dead quick? So I got, what was it? I got my eyelashes done by someone, right? And this was about 2 years ago. Wasn't looking my best, felt down, when I got my eyelashes done just to feel a bit more, glamorous. And that girl never put my picture on Instagram, right? And this sounds so pathetic, but I was that person. And I weren't looking my best. My skin was terrible. Felt dead dull. My hair was all over the place, like it is today. But it hurt my feelings, because I thought she was posting then girls who were like snatched, gorgeous. And I was like, I'm obviously not good enough for your picture. And I never went back again. It's dead important.
Yeah.
And I can't stress enough.
It's
Value
either,
every customer differently, but the same, if you get what I mean.
it's either she felt something towards your appearance, which hopefully she didn't, or she feels like she's not done a good job. So
No, but it was. The
yeah,
eyelashes were fabulous. They were gorgeous. But she never put me on a picture because I never fitted her page. I wasn't, 18. I wasn't. I felt very uncomfortable, and I was very, very upset by that. And I never went back for me info.
yeah.
So,
There you go. That just shows that
ta queen.
client retention is so important. I mean, I could go on for an hour about this.
Yeah.
With your business, Natalie, because you're doing amazingly. You're working with faces, you're supporting so many academies to get to where they want to be financially, and just in terms of business as well. What are your personal goals for your business, like for this year? What for the CPD consultants, what can we expect to see in your progression?
It's a hard one,
A
really.
hard one, yeah.
Yeah, because my goals is just, from a personal point of view, I just want enough to provide for my family. That's it. Like, it's mad. Like, I've got goals, like personal ones. Like, I want a bigger house. I want a Jeep. I want a this or that, the other. But as for the business, my goal is just to be the best. And in my lane now, I just want people to come back to me and go, do you know what, Nat? God, you were amazing. I love that, me. Like, and obviously the finance side, yeah, I do want more. Again, to pay for my personal goals, for my kids, for my family, to take them on a nice holiday, to buy myself that diamond ring. Do you know what I mean? They're all quiet. They're all listening. Their ears are on the wall. I can hear it. I can
And
hear rustling.
with regards to the financial side of things, what are you expecting this year? No, that's quite a personal question, but it's what everyone wants to hear, because what your turnover is will also indicate the amount of academies that are coming through as well, and
Yeah.
the growth of that.
At HMRC gonna hear this?
No, we'll block them.
Okay. So now, 500,000. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I'm not far off. I've done all right considering
yeah,
I was working in Asda last January, stacking shelves.
yeah, exactly. And you're just proof that, if you put your mind to something, if you are optimistic and that you're on the right path, you can get there, and and you don't have
Anyone
to
can do
be
anything. You can do anything you want to be.
yeah,
If I want to be a doctor or a surgeon, I can. No one's
yeah,
stopping me, only me.
absolutely. Yeah,
I seen that on a podcast ages ago. This fella from America, God, he was amazing. He wanted to be a doctor. He was told he can't 'cause he's too old, and he did. He graduated, and everyone's got the power to do whatever they want. But along the way, just have respect and be kind to people, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it'll all come to you. You know, I'll probably walk out of here now and get struck by lightning. What
No.
about you, Hol? Anyway, what's happening? What are your goals?
My goals.
Yeah,
I mean, Faces is growing rapidly,
yeah.
which is great. You know, we've got so many practitioners who just love the app, who really see the value in it, you know, in terms of it saving you money, saving you time. As a business, we are opening a new booking system, which essentially is going to be like booking.com for
Like me, that's my thing for the Spacebook app.
love that. Love
No,
that.
no, it's all about being accessible for people,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. In terms of
Just
my
easy.
yeah. In
People
terms of
want easy.
my personal goals, I would say just self-love. And I know that might sound really cliche, but it's something that particularly over the past year, I've really seen the importance in. You know, you've got to be your own best friend. You know,
Of
people
course
are
you have, Hol.
life is hard. Life is hard.
It's
And,
fuck.
you
You
know,
don't get a book with it, like, do you? It
yeah.
is. It's
And I'm just in my own lane, like you say, you know, focusing on my fitness, focusing on my career, you know, trying to kind of find my place really. And, you know, I'm happy. And I think, you know, as much as massive goals are great, you know, like you say, the Range Rover, the mansion, you know, you've got to break things down into incremental steps
of
and, you
course.
know, try and just do what you can. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know,
Yeah,
I think for practitioners, you know, don't feel like you've got to qualify and then train in every single treatment under the sun. No,
I agree.
find your
I
niche.
made that mistake, Holly. I made that mistake. You know, I think find your place. Just find what absolutely gives you flutters, like what you love
Yeah,
in anything. You
yeah,
know, definitely. And I think like self-love, like wow, it's so powerful. Like if I took a leaf out my own book, I'd be another person, mate. But it's dead hard to do because
it's a journey.
when you're around shit, you're attracting shit, aren't you? And you've got to really strip it back to basics. When we were born, right, we were pure. So as it's called conditioning. So as we get older, it's like we're getting wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. So by the time we're about 100 stone wide, 100 feet wide, sorry, because we're conditioned with that much shit of day life, family life, work life, this, that. Strip it down, get yourself back to that newborn baby and proper work on your body and yourself and your mind. That's important. And I think
100%.
if you're a clear, pure person, you'll go absolutely above and beyond in your career,
Yeah. And you can start that at any time. You know,
Of course you
people
can.
in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, never feel like it's too late to do that, you know.
Definitely not.
Anyone can do that, you know, and life is a journey, self-love is a journey, and you know, you've just got to do what is right for you.
Well,
And
that's it. What are you doing this weekend anyway? Hol, anything nice?
no, just January, isn't it?
Self-loving?
Self-loving, you know, pamper,
Fuck yeah.
face mask, hair mask, read my
Love
book,
it.
plan my week, you know. And these are little things, but it's
Of
habits, it's
course.
creating healthy habits, isn't it?
Definitely. What book are you reading? It's not that Harry one, is it?
Which one? Oh no,
Prince Harry.
no, not the Harry one.
Oh,
I'm
so
reading,
it's
it's called When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal. Sounds
oh my
very intense,
God.
but it's all about, it's basically what we've just discussed, you know,
Love that.
self-love and, you know, being mindful and just appreciating that everything you go through leads you on the right path, just like your career, you know,
Yeah,
started, you know, you had an ambulance clinic and, you know, you've been through your ups and downs, highs
of
and lows,
course.
but you're now on a path with something that you're passionate about. And yeah, so highly recommend to anyone looking for a new book to read.
I'll have to give that a go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
Um,
meant to be going out for tea tonight.
where are you going?
it's this little Turkish by mine called Duman. Anyone from Liverpool? It used to be by the old Paradox. It's gorgeous. But I'm on this herbal life, aren't I?
Oh,
It's good to be fair. I've got my snack now. It's what is it? A lemon bar. It's a bit chewy, but it's alright. It's quite nice if you break it up. Like a Mars bar with a hint of lemon.
nice.
Just need to do something with myself because, again, like self-love's dead important,
it.
and I don't do that.
Yeah.
Even like the dietary, you know, things that that I eat, it's just crap, and then my mood's low, can't concentrate. So I'm on these fish oils at the minute, so I've got like X-ray vision. I can see into the future. It's mad. They proper stimulate your brain. It's unreal. I feel like I could fly. It's mad.
Amazing.
Um,
Love
and
that.
so yeah, I'm supposed to be going there tonight. I probably will just have a bit of chicken and rice. I'm allowed that.
Yeah.
Um, and then tomorrow, weekly food shop. Gonna go and get my nails done, I think, as well. Treat myself,
Self-care. There you go.
definitely. I had hair extensions in. Me hair, me bun's like a full stop without me hair extensions, so I might get them thrown in as well while I'm at it.
Yeah.
Um, Sit there looking fabulous watching The Masked Singer. Why
100%.
not?
You do that. If that's what you want to do, you go
Well,
do that.
that's it. Like I don't drink no more, Hol, so not that saying going out to go out drinking, but I don't drink. I haven't drank for 9 months. I had a bit of a slip Christmas Eve, I'm not gonna lie, because my sister was very sick. But yeah, I just turned my life around. Swear to God, it's mad.
Yeah.
I
Just
wasn't a
making changes.
bevier anyway, but over weekends I'd go out and then Monday I'd be like that, oh, can't cope, and then Wednesday I'd have clients and I'd be like, oh my God, that hangover was from hell, and I'd be talking negative all the time, like, oh, feel raw for me. So it's just the best thing I've ever did is not drink. Um,
Amazing.
so yeah, what are we
Right.
going to talk about next time, Hol? What do you reckon?
I don't
What
know.
about
Get some of those guests on.
yeah, I'll have a little look on my to be confirmed list.
Um,
Um,
I'm gonna have to close it off, babe, because the time's nearly run out.
Go on. It's a wrap. I've had a lovely.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Go on.
Okay, should we just do a quick close?
Yeah, have you just paused that?
No, it's got a minute left.
Oh,
Um, so guys,
yeah,
thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. New to it, but we'll see how we get on. And yeah, thank you for listening in to the Face It podcast.
it's a wrap.